Hi guys, my name is Stacey Paul and today we are going to be making soap. What I'm showing you right now is seawater. I always use seawater to make soap. I got that water in Muizenberg in Cape Town. The second thing is extra virgin olive oil that we're going to be using today. Third one is the olive oil mixed with turmeric. I had to heat it up and mix it thoroughly. That is sodium hydroxide, basically to turn the oils into soap, that my lye solution. And next one is a coconut oil, also organic. That is my fighter. I love coconut oil. I always include it in my, not all the time, but majority of the time I always include it in my soap recipes. I already have a recipe that I had created a few days prior to me shooting this video. So you guys saw my scale. I just started making soap. This today, whatever that I'm making in this video is actually my third batch. It's small. It's like six. I make 6 bars, but I call them batches because that's what I have. So that's like my third batch, and you guys can see my scale is small. I'm using my old containers. I didn't buy anything new. You guys can see the spoon. It's old. I've had it for years. As long as your stuff is clean, as long as you ensure that your stuff is clean. So I am weighing my water. I think it had to be 117.4 if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 117.4 grams. So that's what I'm trying to achieve now. I poured a bit too much. Now I am trying to achieve the actual measurements. So anyway, while I'm doing that, I remember it was 17.4. So while I'm doing that, so my name is Nesipo and I make soap. I'll just introduce myself because at the beginning of this video, I just remembered now I didn't introduce myself. My name is Nesipo and I make soaps from scratch, and I make soap for the entire family, from babies to adults, and even for your pets like dogs. I make soap for that as well, but I'll be showing you as time goes. If you want to see that, how I make soap for pets and what oil what oils do I use for pet soaps, then please do subscribe and hit the notification button so that you don't miss out on that. This is my very first video. I don't have space for this. I don't have the best equipment. I don't have the best camera. But I told myself that if I don't start in 2025, I'll never start, because I've been procrastinating for years and I've done so much research and stuff like that. That right there is sodium hydroxide, basically to make the lye solution. I will take that and pour into the water, right? The seawater. You need to be very careful when you're working with this. Like I said, I'm just starting out. I don't have the safety gear as of yet, and like I'll admit, I don't have the goggles. I don't have, nor do I have the gloves. But now the batches that I'm making, or the bars that I'm making, they're specifically for my family, right? So, but if I'm making to sell, because I just during lockdown I did make bars and I sold them. I would make sure that I always had gloves, and I had bigger space back then and stuff like that, but things changed or whatever. So I always make sure I have gloves, I have goggles and a mask, because that sodium hydroxide is a very dangerous chemical. You always need to make sure that you are extra careful. The there I measured 78.5. Okay, so this was me away from my workstation. I went and I opened the door to mix this, because you need airways if you are going to work with lye, because that's what a lot of people call it. You are going to need to ensure that it's in an open space. There's air coming in, because the seawater, the water that because you can use distilled water. That's why I keep saying seawater. You can use distilled water as well, but I didn't want to buy water when I live close to. I don't live close to the beach anymore, but I was like, I can take a train to Musenberg and get water for free. So why not, right? And I only paid like 26 rand for the train return. I only paid 26 rand, and I didn't have to buy 5 liters of distilled water for 300 rand. I saw that on Take a Lot. It's 300 rand. If you guys want to, you can purchase the distilled water. So anyway, what I was saying is, I was mixing my lye solution there. You always pour your sodium hydroxide into the water and never the other way around, because it's going to fizz and it's not how it's going. It's not going to do what it needs to do. But you guys can watch my first exposure to soap making. I learned it on YouTube initially, and it was Ellie's Everyday. I am going to tag her. I am going to tag her channel and on the description box. You guys, you will never go wrong. Go and watch her videos. She's very thorough in her explanations, and I know she's writing a book. I promise you, I'm going to buy that book. I don't spend money a lot on things, but that book, I'm going to buy it because I know it's worth it, even before I see it. So here I'm measuring my coconut oil, and I measure 200 grams. Next, so I then, is it to decant, but I had to then pour the coconut oil into a different container to measure my next oil, which is that olive oil mixed with turmeric, right? I know it looks dodge, but you will see the end result at the end. It's gonna look cutesy or whatever. So I'm supposed to measure 200 grams of this, because turmeric will brighten your skin, right? I can't make claims because I'm not a professional soap maker, but from what I understand, growing up around women, they always used turmeric on their faces. Like they would make a paste and they would use it on their faces to brighten up their skin. So I am including that, and olive oil is also good for your skin, together with, so because it didn't make the 200, I didn't get the 200 measurements, 200 grams that I wanted for the olive oil, I added macadamia oil. It's also another good oil. You guys can do your own research on these oils, but it's macadamia oil and it's also olive oil, infused with turmeric powder. So that's when that's when I started using the macadamia, or adding the macadamia oil to get 200 grams. Okay, it's 200.2 grams, which it's fine, I guess. I'm new to it. So in one hand, I'm taking this visual, in another hand, and I know it's not it doesn't look aesthetic, it doesn't look cute, but this is my reality right now. When I buy a new table, but because I am going to, or there's someone that's making a table for me, a big table for me that I'm going to work on. I love it. It looks good. The frame so far looks good. So that is my avocado oil. Avocado oil is good for your skin. Guys, go and read on those oils. It's good for your skin. I know also those people that use it to make sunblock, sunscreen. I'm going to do that as well when I start making sunblock, because it has a natural sunscreen. Yeah, I speak under correction, but I've done a bit of research. I want to say a bit, because I don't want people to think I know it all, but yeah, I've done my research on what carrier oils that I wanna use, because you get your carrier oils and you get your essential oils. So I've done my research on what carrier oils that I want to use for my soap, as well as for body lotions and body butters, because I make those too. But I'm gonna keep posting videos. That's why I said you guys need to subscribe. So that is 100 pounds, 100 grams of avocado oil. Those are all my, I'll say 3-4 oils mixed together. Now what I need to do is to melt this. The coconut oil needs to melt. So what I do is I just I'll place a pot with boiling water on the stove, and then I'll just put this over, like a double boiler method, but I don't have an actual double boiler. So I do it myself. That's how I do it. Yeah, I freestyle basically. So those are my four oils, because I mixed a macadamia oil, and these are my oils melted. I melted my oils now. They all melted and cooled down, because I melted it and I placed it on the side to cool down, as well as that lye solution. I had to place it aside to cool down as well. So now, because it's cooled down, it didn't even heat up that much. It didn't. I think because it's warm in Cape Town right now. So now I'm adding turmeric, because there's a certain color that I want to achieve, and fortunately for me, I'm able to still mix the turmeric powder, and it mixed well, which I'm very grateful for, because I was worried as soon as I poured it and then I started trying to mix it. I was like, what if it creates lumps? If the last thing that you want is lumps in your soap. Because yes, it's not professional, but it needs to look good, man. So now I think I've achieved the color that I want. Now my camera looks horrible. You guys can please be patient with me. Please be patient with me. I'm gonna create content that looks good with a beautiful sound. I'm gonna invest in a nice phone, in a fancy phone with a quality camera. I'm gonna invest in beautiful equipment just to motivate myself as well. I mean, because I must grow. Okay. So I believe now is a time to add my lye solution. The Okay, it's gonna come. It's gonna come. But if you guys have any questions on where I bought my oils in South Africa, because I know they're very expensive, or including my the sodium hydroxide, because I was very overwhelmed when I started learning about soap making and making products like body care products. I was just like, where am I gonna find all of these ingredients? What is BTM50? What is zinc? What is this? What is that? I was just like overwhelmed, man. But I don't think I know for a fact that I'm more than happy to share. So I went ahead and I added my lye solution. Now I'm using a stick blender that I got from Clicks. Hopefully you guys will be able to see. So I'm just what is this now? I am just blending everything together with a stick blender, and always make sure now you guys can see these bubbles. I want to see tomorrow how the soap looks, because I poured it already. I want to see how it looks, because these bubbles, I wasn't happy with these bubbles at all. I was panicking, to say the least. Okay, so I'm just mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing and mixing. There's that trace. Do you guys see that trace? That's the color that I wanted to achieve, and I'm glad, because this camera is showing exactly how rich the color is and exactly the way that I wanted it. That's number one. And the trace is just beautiful. The thickness, the creaminess is just beautiful. Even though I say so myself, it's beautiful. Beautiful. The Because I am blending in one hand and I have the camera in another hand, I'm gonna buy a ring light, I'm gonna buy a tripod, I'm gonna buy those things. But I was just like, let me break the ice. One day I'm gonna go back to this video. I cannot start perfect. There's people that always say, like YouTubers and now content creators in general, they always say they cringe when they watch their first video. So I'm not gonna come here and want to start perfect. Now I'm pouring. Also, the lye solution, I put it aside for an hour, just in case someone was wondering. My oils, after melting them together using a double boiler method, I put them aside for like 15 minutes, because I was watching it as it was melting, so I didn't wait for it to heat up too much. So yeah, just you can use is it a thermometer? Use that. I'll on my next video I will use it and I will show you the degrees that are safe to mix the two, the lye solution and the oils. Excuse me, but you guys can see, and excuse my messy pouring because I don't have a beaker or a jug with a spout as of yet. I mean, I have, but I use it for other things. I don't use it for soap making, and I don't want any cross contamination. That's why I don't take anything that I use for one thing and use it for the other. I don't want that cross contamination, especially once I start selling and I move to a bigger space. I'm not gonna do that. Equipment for soap making will be in one side, which of soap making is even better because even the stuff is easy to clean. They Please excuse the messy pouring. I don't have a big or a jug with a spout. Those are the items that I was using. I will be cleaning that up. I was doing a lather test on a different soap that I made the previous week. I think it was the 12th of April 2025 when I made that soap. But I'm impressed. The lather is amazing, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching my very first video. Isandla's really kinda. Please do subscribe. Please do subscribe and comment. Ask any question, whether you want to find out where I bought my oils or any of the stuff that I was using to make the soap and things like that. Any questions, I would appreciate or engagement. I'll be answering questions and yeah, and make sure you hit the notification bell so that when I make other soaps, especially for pets, you will get a notification. If you would like to learn, ask me as many questions as you want, as you have, because someone else did that for me. Someone else answered all the questions that I had when I was studying, when I just started learning how to make soap. Diabolela is really kind. I'll always appreciate the fact that you took time from your busy schedule, almost 20 minutes, just to watch le ntombazana yasemthatha. I'll always